Help it take off! We're clear!
With the sounds of the helicopter and the battle going on, it will be hard for anyone to hear him give that order. Besides, the helicopter should have taken off the moment they all got out. Huge military facility in Zombieland does not have a helipad somewhere on the roof. There are missing boys along the movie. At the end of the Maze Runner, there were 8 boys that got out of the maze besides Teresa. Initially there were 9 boys and Teresa, but Gally shows up at the last minute and kills Chuck. At the beginning of Scorch Trials, only 7 boys and Teresa get in the Wicked complex. So that's 1 kid that didn't even make it to the second movie. When they leave the mall, there are only 5 boys plus Teresa and Aris. 2 of the unnamed kids from the Gale just disappear as if they never existed. However, in the trailer you see one of them getting caught by the zombies, but that scene is not in the actual movie. There's nothing better than making someone feel welcome by inviting them to chat in private in an interrogation room. Martha Stewart, take some notes.
They pulled us out the maze and brought us here.
If Wicked is pulling people out of the mazes and bringing them here to harvest whatever is in their blood, then there was no point in having them on the maze in the first place. Smile, you are on the security camera. And this is where the movie is completely different than the book. The whole point of having the mazes was to stress the teens and to study their brain patterns for a cure, but here Wicked is just harvesting something from their bodies, which makes the mazes pointless. Unless it is something the teen body creates under stress that is somehow related to finding the cure. Maybe the third movie will explain. This is an odd place to have a video call with Dr. Page. Perhaps she wants to be in the lab, but they wouldn't have any privacy with all those security cameras. Oh wait, they don't work. Well, they do when the plot calls for it. Teresa puts the blanket to protect against the broken glass, then the blanket drops down, but then it's back up. Why aren't they shooting him down? No one guarding the main exit when there is a complete lockdown of the place. They were just walking around and not being too quiet either, but the infected, walkers, cranks, or really, we're talking about fast zombies here, only show up after the lights are on. Sure, there was a storm and it was hard to see anything, but apparently a whole city was on the other side of where they took shelter. In a world full of zombies, maybe it's not a good idea to leave your gun behind. Again, a whole bunch of zombies are super quiet, unless you shine a light on them. They were planning on delivering Thomas and friends to Wicked, but Jensen shows up as if he already knew where they were. That's pretty improbable since Thomas and friends trekked pretty far considering they walked across the Scorch. Glass is weak enough that her hand pressure cracks the glass, but then a few seconds later a zombie falls on the glass and it doesn't break.
The first time we spoke, you said you couldn't take it anymore. Watching your friends die one by one.
Who were Thomas' friends? Teresa earlier mentioned that she remembers when she first met Thomas, he was shorter than her, so Thomas had been a Wicked since a little kid. The camera then showed Thomas Gale's friends, so does that mean they also used to work for Wicked as little kids and were eventually put on the maze? Probably not, so her line makes no sense at all.
An enzyme produced by the brains of the immune. Once separated from the bloodstream, it can serve as a powerful agent to slow the spread of the virus.
And totally forget the first movie since there was no point of having a maze at all.
People suffering out there. Millions of stories just like mine. We can't turn our backs on them.
I don't quite buy her reasoning that harvesting the brain fluids of teenagers is for the greater good. Besides, I guess she had access to a radio somewhere as everyone trusted the new people, right? Hell yeah, let's bomb those valuable teenage brain fluids. Helicopter retreats, leaving 2 high-level officers on the ground, and 50 caliber machine gun decides not to shoot the helicarrier that has the big bosses. Looks like Wicked didn't have any other troops to send in right away to attack and capture the camp again. Isn't Wicked supposed to be some sort of mega organization that controls everything?
Down the hills and round the bends, Thomas and his friends. Thomas! He's the cheeky one.